Okay, if you happen to have a lacrosse ball or tennis ball around, please go ahead and grab that. If you don't worry about it. I'll give you an alternative. And if you have a yoga strap or something you could use like a strap, a long scarf can sometimes work. Even sometimes a excuse me, excuse me, towel will do the trick. A dense tie sometimes does the trick. A belt, even. So if you have anything like that, you can go ahead and grab that. With the strap, you can just tuck it off to the side for a moment. We'll get to that in a little bit. And with the lacrosse ball, you'll place it on the floor, place your right foot on the ball, and start to roll out your right foot. Now, if you don't have a lacrosse ball or a tennis ball, you can start to rock your right foot back and forth. We're just doing a little massaging for the base of the foot. So be mindful here. You do not need to push on the foot. We're actually working more with the connective tissue than we are the actual muscles of the foot or the tendons of the foot. So we can be quite light here, just rolling the foot around. That's going to do lots of great work to get that foot nice and open and to also heighten a bit of sensitivity in the foot. You can roll the ball around the heel and underneath the toes. And if you're not using a ball, you can come up onto your toes and start to circle your heel to do a little bit of stretching through the base of the toes. Make sure to get to those toes as they're really an important part of our balance and our mobility. And you can roll the inner arch of the foot and the outer arch of the foot. This is why sometimes I do suggest practicing in bare feet or feet with socks on. Watch that, though we don't want to be slippery. But if you need to keep your shoes on, that's fine. You can do the rocking motion, and you can even come up on your heel and do a little bit of the circle motion, even just to get some motion and feeling in the foot. Let's go ahead and switch sides, coming over to the left foot. So moving the ball underneath the left foot, we're starting to rock back and forth from heel to toe. And again, rolling around the heel and getting underneath those toes, and coming up on the toes and circling the heel. So as much as this is really good and really about kind of massaging the foot, it's also about heightening the sensitivity, so the connection of the brain and the foot. I find, especially this time of year, as I bring it up a lot, building that sensitivity is essential. It is part of how we maintain balance. So just even sitting, walking around, even around our own place, or especially outside when the ground is getting slippery and cold, um, heightening the sensitivity of the feet just helps the brain stay more present and aware of where the feet are in space when we are moving around. And that alone can do so much with helping us balance and stay upright and reduce falling. Just being aware of where your feet are in space does a lot to help reduce falling. Good. Let's tuck that ball now off to the side. Come back to sit forward in your chair, feet now flat on the floor, about hip distance apart. Rest your hands in your lap. Take those shoulders gently onto the back and start to stretch some length into the spine. So we're not efforting up long through the spine, but just a little growth, a little lift through the spine. Feeling the back of your hips become a bit heavier down towards the chair. So the lower belly might feel like it just lifts up and in just a little bit. Not so much that you start to feel restrictive in your breathing, but just enough to feel a little bit of support there at the lower belly. Letting those shoulders settle, aligning the head right on top of the neck and taking the gaze straight forward. So even if your computer screen isn't straight ahead of you, that's fine. You don't need to look at it right now. Just go ahead and look straight ahead. Whatever's right there, let your eyes fall on that. And start to note your breath. You can breathe through the mouth, you can breathe through the nose, you can breathe through a little bit of both. And just start to notice your breathing. Now, if you're finding yourself a little anxious today, maybe kind of ramped up, or you got lots on your plate, you got lots to do, I'm going to encourage you to close your mouth and breathe through your nose. This could be a very calming breath. Now, if you notice it's the opposite for you today you're kind of feeling lethargic, a little extra tired, then I'm going to encourage you to breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. But of course, if any one of these just doesn't feel appropriate for you today, you're welcome to breathe in whatever way feels best for you. The most important part here is that we're present with the breath, that you're actually noticing and acknowledging each breath. Beautiful. Soften that jaw, soften around the eyes. And now gently turn your palms down onto your thighs. And we're going to start by warming up through the neck, letting the chin drop towards the chest just enough to feel a bit of a stretch, and then lifting the chin up towards the sky. And then taking the chin down and up and down and up. Beautiful. And down and up. Let's bring the head now to center and gently turn it towards the right and then to the left. Moving in a sort of curious and exploratory way where we're feeling out, noticing, what is it like to turn the head from side to side? Is there a little bit of resistance or pull? Is there a little tightness or achiness? Or is it just feeling pretty good today? Good, let's bring the head back to center and now start to tilt it from one side to the other. Again, in that way of exploring, like you're curious and checking it out, like you haven't ever noticed that you had this neck before, and you're just discovering now, what can this neck do? What does it feel like for you to move your head like this? Beautiful. Nice. Let's bring the head back to center, then drop the chin down towards the chest and gently slide the chin from one shoulder to the other. And you can stay with this slide, or if the neck says it's okay, there's no injury or osteoporosis in there that you're caring for, you could take the chin up and start to circle the head around. And taking the chin down and over and then up and around. Making as big or full of a circle as you comfortably can through the neck. We're not looking to force anything here. Again, we're just simply moving to explore. Good, let's try the other way. Very nice. Bringing the head now back into center, aligning the head as best you can so it feels kind of centered on your neck. Often we sit with the head a little jutted forward. See if you can kind of place the globe of the head more centered, balanced. Like you ever seen, like, I always think of the Globetrotters, but you see them sort of with the basketball spinning on their finger. We don't want to spin the head, but you want to think about your head sort of sitting on the tip of the spine, the top of the neck, just like a basketball sitting on a finger, balancing there. Good. Then from here, let's take the arms now out to the side, about level with the shoulders. We're going to do a fair bit into the upper back and shoulders today. So let's do first a little exploration with the arms out to your side, level with the shoulders. Start with your thumbs pointing straight forward, then rotate the thumbs up so they come towards the ceiling. Palms are facing straight forward, and see how that feels in your shoulders. Just that little motion alone sometimes can add some work, some load. into the shoulders. You could continue that rotation behind you. So now the palms are facing more upwards, like you're holding onto plates in your hands. Good. And then let's try rotating them back up to the ceiling and forward. This time taking them down to the ground so the palms are facing out behind you. And then you might rotate them again, seeing how far they will go here with maybe the palms facing up. This is taking the shoulders forward. Good. Let's try that one more time. Thumbs forward, palms flat to the ground, then turn the thumbs up, palms forward, turn the thumbs back, palms up. Beautiful. Rotating the thumbs back up, palms forward, the thumbs forward, palms down. Now let's take those thumbs down, palms back, and maybe the thumbs come behind you as the palms go up. Maybe that's a pretty big rotation there. So just check it out. And I can notice here that one arm wants to do that more than the other. And I just go, okay, that's interesting. And then we turn it back around and release the arms to the sides. And it's probably going to feel really good to let that go. All right, keeping the arms hanging at the sides. Let's take the shoulders now up and down, just simply lifting up and down. Good. Stay present with that breath, especially as we get into some of these more finicky motions. It's not uncommon for us to hold the breath. Let's try circling the shoulders. Gentle, easy circles here. Again, just simply exploring. And then let's try circling them the other way. Take them back up and forward, or if you were going back up and forward, take them the opposite direction. Just circling them now in the opposite direction. Beautiful. Take those shoulders now, slide them up to the ears, and breathe deeply in as the shoulders come up. As you exhale, you're going to let your shoulders drop and let the breath strongly come out the mouth. Inhale, shoulders up. Exhale, drop the shoulders. Good. Inhale, shoulders up. Exhale, let it go. Good. Let's keep going like this. Strong breath. Get that energy moving. Imagine the breath is pushing out any stagnation, any lethargy, any worry, any unnecessary concern. Just letting it go. A little faster now. Building some heat up. Keep going. 3 more. Last one. Inhale now, both shoulders up. Big, big, big breath in. Shrug those shoulders up as high as you can. Big breath in, fill up, and now very slowly let the breath come out your nose as the shoulders float down towards the back. Now, as the breath comes out the nose, if the nose is clogged, it's okay. You can let it come out the mouth. Very good. Let's take the arms back out to the side. Turn the palms forward this time, and we're going to wrap the left arm over the right. So you're going to hold the top of your right shoulder with your left hand and work that right arm underneath. You're holding kind of around the back of the left shoulder with your right hand. Good. And we're just going to give ourselves a hug here. You kind of feel that stretch. Notice where you feel it. Then we can rock the upper body a little from side to side, accentuating the stretch, shifting it from one side to the other. Very nice. Come back to center. Take the your right hand onto the outside of your left arm. So up at the upper arm, and then go ahead and start to straighten that left arm. And you're going to use your right hand to kind of guide the left arm across your body a bit more. You're kind of holding onto the upper arm. Good, then let's release both arms, take them out to the sides again, level with the shoulders. This time we're gonna wrap the right hand over top, holding the top of the left shoulder, left hand underneath, holding the back of the right shoulder. Once you've kind of given yourself this hug, we're just gonna hold here for a moment so we can feel it, notice it. How's that breathing? Then you could rock from side to side. Good. Then come back to center. The left hand now comes to rest on the upper arm of the right arm. Then you can start to straighten that right arm using your left hand to just gently guide the right arm across. And you're only going to where it's available to you. So depending on what's going on in your shoulder, you might simply stay with just holding. That's plenty. You don't need to pull or guide it in any way. Beautiful. Release the arms back out to the sides. This time, maybe taking the arms overhead if that feels good. Then pulling the elbows down towards the sides of the body, making fists with the hands. Inhale, extending the arms up overhead or out in front if that feels better. Then exhale, pull them back into the sides. Inhale, reaching out or up. Exhale, pulling down. Again, we're going to work with that accentuated breath. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. Inhale through the nose as you extend. Exhale out the mouth as you draw in. Good. Inhaling. Exhaling. Good. Strong breath out. Full breath in. Keep going. Nice. Let's go a little faster. You've got it. Keep going. We're really getting energy moving in the body today. We're going to clear out that brain, clear out those joints. Good. 3 more. Last one. Reach the arms up or out. Reach, reach, reach. Big breath in. Slow pull as you draw those elbows down to the sides of the body. Now hugging the elbows back behind you, sending the hands around towards the back of your chair, or if it feels better, onto the sides of your hips. Wrapping the shoulders towards the back of your body. Now lift your chest up towards the sky. And if you have a hold of the back of the chair, give a little press into the back of the chair with your hands. Feel an opening coming through the chest, through the shoulders, through the arms. And it meets that sense of stretch with a deeper breath. Good. Tucking the chin down. Keep a hold of the chair with your hands or your hips. Round in now. Let the shoulders come forward. Hug the belly in. Curl in. Round in. Good. Nice. Come back up to sit tall. Keep the right hand where it is. Release that left hand. Sweep it around to the right thigh. Gently twisting to look towards your right. Soften through the jaw here a little. Soften a little bit through the face. Inhale to unwind the spine, taking that left hand back behind you or again on your hip. Right hand now sweeps around in front, taking it across to the left thigh, gently twisting here, looking to the left. Good, soft face, good, soft jaw. Let's unwind back to center, release the arms now again towards your sides. Turn the palms forward, sitting up again, growing some length in that spine. So not efforting it really long, but just gently lifting and growing that length in the spine. Shoulders back, palms forward. Taking the right leg now, extend it out so the heel is on the floor. Flexing the right toes back towards you. And just feel whatever sensations come into the right leg as you do this. Bringing the palms now onto the thighs. You could start to fold down over that right leg, but I really want us to fold from the hips here. So you're feeling a sense of hinging at the hips as you come down. If you notice you start to round your spine, then what we're actually doing is just working on spine flexion, which we've already been doing, instead of on the length of the hamstrings, which is here what we're working on. So we really want to keep that spine long as we hinge at the hips. Hands might stay on the thighs. They might slide down towards the shins. You might even tap your right toes with your right hand if that's available, but it's not necessary. Keep the chest lifted a little bit. The gaze is coming forward as though you're sending your chest out over top of the legs towards your computer maybe, or towards more in front of you. Good. Let's slowly make our way back up. Step that the right foot in, and then extend the left leg out. Heel on the floor, palms open to the sides, sitting up tall. Good. And feeling, what's it like to start to straighten that left leg? Notice any desire for distraction here. Probably means we're getting into somewhere that has a little bit of discomfort, and that's okay. We're not going to push to pain. We're just going to explore. Hands on the thighs, we start to fold, and we notice, right? Maybe we go a little bit further, and we're like, oh, I'm really not wanting to do this right now. My brain is telling me, nope, I have other things to do. Then maybe you just stay here. You don't have to go any further. But you notice that. Right? Maybe you start to slide a little bit further down, but you're folding from the hips again, not from rounding the back. Maybe you tap those toes. Maybe not. Beautiful. Slowly make your way back up. Coming back to sit, palms open in Tadasana. Find that breath. Is there more space now for that breath to move? Good. If you have a strap, go ahead and grab your strap. If you don't have a strap, you might keep your foot on the floor, or you might use the strap or your hands a little differently, and I'll show you in a moment. Okay, if you have a strap, we're going to place the strap underneath the right foot, and then holding on to one side of the strap with each hand. If you don't have a strap, you could hold underneath your right thigh, or keep the foot on the floor and you'll work with the foot along the floor. Okay. If you have the strap underneath your foot, or you have your hands under your thigh, you're going to lift the leg up, keeping the knee bent. Good. And then walk your hands down the strap a little bit. Good. So your hands could be under your thighs here if that works better, or if you don't have a strap. But we started with the knee bent. Good. Give a little pull on the strap so your foot actually feels some support here. Let's sit up a little taller, not allowing the spine to round. We're going to begin to extend that right leg out in front. Now, if you're not using a strap and you're not lifting your leg, it's fine. Keep the foot on the floor, but extend the heel back out like we did a moment ago. Beautiful. Sit tall here and take both straps now into your right hand. The left hand could come to rest on the left thigh or onto the side of the chair. And slowly start to open the right leg out to the right. Now, if your heel is on the floor, you simply slide it. If you're using your hands on your thighs, you might hold with the right hand as you open the leg. Yeah. And we're only going to where it feels comfortable. And what I want to watch here, and you can play with this a little bit, this is why exploring is so important, that as you go to open your right leg, if you start to kind of lean to your left, I'm exaggerating, but you start to lean to your left, it means actually your hip doesn't want to go that far, and you're compensating. So bring your chest back to center, bring the leg back in a little bit. That's fine, that's better. Good. Let's bring the leg out in front again and release that right foot down. Just take a moment, pause. Switching sides, bringing the strap now underneath the left foot or your hands around the left thigh or keeping that left foot on the floor. We're going to start to lift that left knee up, walking the hands down the strap. If you need to wrap the strap around your hands, that's okay. But I'm going to encourage you to try to grip it instead, as grip strength is really important for overall body strength. So we're working on that grip strength. But I know sometimes that's just not an option. And that's fine. You can wrap the strap. That's okay. Sit up tall here wherever you are. Long spine, as much space in the spine as you can gently create. Then start to extend that left leg out. And we've got support here, right? We're not just letting the leg hover. This is going to help utilize some different ligaments and muscles in the leg than if we just kind of hovered it from the floor. Good. Taking the strap now into the left hand. Right hand can rest on the right thigh or on the side of the chair, opening the left leg out to the left. Now, again, watch the tendency of the body to want to go to the right, to give an illusion of going further. It doesn't matter how far you go. It just matters what's happening in the body. Does it feel imbalanced? Does it feel like it's working, but not causing an imbalance in the body? Beautiful. Good job. Let's come back into center and release that foot to the floor. You can put your strap off to the side. We're going to use it again, but just tuck it somewhere you're not going to step on it. Return to your Tadasana. Whole body breaths here. Good. Taking the arms forward, maybe lifting them up overhead, maybe keeping them more out in front of you if the shoulders prefer. Then from here, once again, we're going to hinge from the hips and come down just 1/4 of the way. So we're not folding all the way down. We're not even folding halfway down. We're folding half of half. We're folding 1/4 of the way down. Now, this actually tends to be a lot more work than if we folded halfway down. A little 1/4 of the way, keeping those arms lifted requires a fair bit of strength in that back. So be mindful here. If the back's got any injury going, you might bring your hands onto your knees instead. That is okay. Good. Start to press into your feet and strengthen those legs now. Use the muscles of the legs. Good. Now, as long as the knees, hips, and low back today are feeling okay, you could slide some weight off your chair, coming into our actual chair or thunderbolt pose, or you might stay seated. That is fine too. Wherever you are, meet your effort with breath. Good. Let's take arms down, do a little skiing here, a little swooshing down the hill. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms down. Good. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms down. Beautiful. Keep moving, keep breathing. You've got it. Next inhale, let's rise either from seated or standing. Lift all the way up, reach up, look up. Exhale, let the arms drop. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, let them drop. Good. Inhale, arms up. Let them go. Few more like this. Inhale, arms up. Down. Good. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Shake the arms out a little. Shake your legs out a little. All right. And then go ahead and grab your strap again. Or whatever you're using as a strap. So this will be a little different depending on what you're using as a strap, but I'll give you kind of the guideline for a long yoga strap like this. I fold it in half, and then I fold it in half again. So you want something that's probably about a couple feet in length, or I don't know, that would be like half a meter, just over half a meter in length there. Good. Okay. Then take one end of whatever kind of strapping you're using. Now, if you're not using a strap, it's okay. I'll give you alternatives in a moment. But take one end of that strapping and place it in the palm of your right hand. Wrap your thumb and fingers over the strap so you're holding it there. And you're going to extend your right arm up overhead as best you can. It doesn't have to go right overhead, but you want to start to descend the strap down your back as you bend your right elbow, letting that strap come as far down your back as you can. Then your left hand is going to come around behind you, and you're going to grab along this length of the strap as high up as you comfortably can. You do not need to force this. But if you're not using a strap, a couple options. One, if the shoulders allow, you could grab, my ponytail won't allow, you could grab one elbow with one hand, or what I recommend is taking that right elbow with your left hand and bringing it across the body instead. Okay, if you have that strap down your back, your right elbow is bent. Right elbow is bent deeply, and the hand's kind of hovering around the back of the neck. Good. You take a hold of the strap here with both hands, and you're going to do a little pull on the strap, reaching the elbows in opposite directions. So your hands aren't going to move on the strap. Good. I'm seeing some straight right arms. Could you ensure that your right elbow is bent and your right hand's behind your head-ish? If that's available, you know, if you're like, no, that's not going to work for me, then don't worry about it. So you're giving a little pull on that strap, and then soften, relax that effort, and see if you can walk your hands a little closer together. Good. Now, gripping that strap, give it another little pull. Another little pull, and then walk the hands a little closer together. Good. Give another little pull, little grip and pull. Last time, see if the hands can walk a little closer together. Good. And hold here wherever you are. So you might be holding the outside of the right arm with the left hand, or you might be using a strap, and you're going to start to curve your body towards your left. Curving towards your left. You've got it. Good. Holding, breathing here. Body's curved to the left. Good. Come back up into center. Release the grip of the strap. Bring the arms back around. Standing or sitting tall in Tadasana. Oh, and just notice what you notice. Notice too if you're kind of gripping in the jaw. Let that go. Good. All right. Keeping the strap the way you have it, however it was folded or not. Place it now kind of right on the palm of the hand, so it's between the thumb and first finger. I find that grip the best. Thumb wraps over, fingers wrap over, so you got a hold of the strap. Left arm comes up and you drape the strap around behind you. Notice how much my left elbow is bent here. Then the right hand comes around behind, grabbing up along the strap as high as you comfortably can. But remember, we don't need to force this because we're going to work on that. Now, if you don't have a strap, you could reach around to grab your left elbow with your right hand, or take the left arm in front and grab a hold of the outer arm, the upper outer arm with the right hand, and work across the body instead of around the back. Good. Whew. If you have a hold of the strap, give a good squeeze with both hands, and then start to pull in opposite directions with the hands. So the elbows are sort of reaching out and away from one another. That left elbow is kind of coming up and out, and the right elbow is going out and down. Good. Then relax that and see if you can walk your hands just even like a half an inch closer together, or a centimeter closer. Good. Then squeeze, pull on the strap. Pull on the strap. Good job. And then relax and walk it in. One more time, we're going to pull on that strap, pull on the strap, and then release it and walk it in. Great. Stay where you are with the arms and slowly curve to your right. To your right. Breathing here. Full body breath. Soften the jaw. Job. Let's come back up into center. You have a hold of that strap, gently release it. Just go ahead and place it off to the side. Standing or sitting tall, palms open, shoulders back, Tadasana. Full body breaths here, just noticing what you're noticing. If you're working with the strap, you can probably feel some sensations in the hands. And notice if there's a sense of balance through the shoulders, or maybe not. Maybe one shoulder worked a little harder than the other there. Okay, if you're standing, I want you to go ahead and grab your strap and the chair, turning the back of the chair so it's facing you on your right side. If you're sitting, go ahead and grab your strap again. If you're using a strap, if you're not, don't worry. Good. All right. For those who are standing and are using the strap, and actually for those who are sitting and using a strap, you're going to place the strap back underneath your left foot. Now, if you're standing, you're going to take the strap into your left hand. Notice here how I have my left arm straight and I'm holding as far down on the strap as I can without kind of bending over, staying upright. That's what we're looking for if you're standing. If you're sitting, I'm going to encourage you to hold the strap one side in each hand. Good. If you're not using a strap, that's okay. If you're standing, keep your right hand on the chair, and wherever you are now, start to press your right foot down into the ground and strengthen all the way up the right leg. And often with some of these muscles, especially the back end muscles, the glutes and the quads, we have to consciously fire those sometimes. So really actively squeeze the leg with all of its muscles and then lift that left knee up. And for some of you, if you're not using a strap, you might just lift the heel. That's fine. Otherwise, lifting the leg up. And then if you're using the strap, it's a little challenging if you're standing. But you're going to walk your left hand down again a little farther or closer to the foot as you start to extend that left leg out. Good. So if you're sitting, you're pressing into the right foot. You might have lifted the left leg, reaching it out, or you might slide the left heel on the floor. But if you're not using a strap, you might take your right arm up, maybe your left arm up. Good. If you are using a strap, stay as you are. It's great work here. You could start to open to the left, and it really can, it might go like a little bit, because again, we don't want to lean to the right to make the left leg go left. Stay upright here. Good. Breathing deep. Nice. If your right hand is lifted, take your right hand back down, bring that left leg around in front and release the left foot to the floor, standing or sitting tall in Tadasana, taking a breath. So we're working, and you might feel it, but we're working on a lot of muscle and connective tissue through the back, the mid-back, and the belly area that actually work through the legs and hips like we are. Good. Let's move the chair to the other side if you're standing. And then if you're using the strap, we're going to move it to the right foot. Sitting or standing, it comes underneath the right foot. I find, especially if you do have knee concerns, having the strap under the foot is very helpful because it continues to support the leg. Where if you have something around the back of the thigh, it kind of lets that leg hang still from the knee joint, and that isn't terribly supportive. So keeping it under the foot, I find helpful there. If you're standing, you have your strap in your right hand. If you're sitting, you have one side of each strap in each hand. Good. Left hand on the chair if you're standing. Now, wherever you are here, the work is the same. Press into that left foot, root it down. Grow the strength up the leg. Actively squeeze all the muscles of that leg. That is the effort. But you're not efforting so much that you're also squeezing your breath. Keep your breath going, right? There's balance here. All right. Slowly, you might start to lift your right knee up. You might walk your right hand down the strap. Good. And then extend the right leg out. Good. Sitting or standing, though, keep that left leg working. Keep the spine long. Good. You might open the right leg out to the right. Again, notice the desire to tip a little to the left if you do. Bring the right foot in. Good. You might take an arm up. You might not, and that's okay. That's okay. Be where you are and breathe there. Wobbly is okay. Wobbly is okay. It's how the body's learning. Beautiful. If your left hand is extended up, release it down. Then bring that right leg around in front, placing the right foot on the floor, tossing that strap off to the side. We are done with that strap. Return to your Tadasana. Full body breaths. Good. Wherever you are now, take your hands either onto your hips, onto the back of the hips, or onto the back of the chair if you're sitting. Good. Wrap those elbows and shoulders behind you, and now press equally into both legs. So with the balance, we were working one leg at a time. Now we're working both legs. Squeeze the muscles of both legs. Good. Send the back of the hips down, lift the chest up, lift the chin up, look up. Now, if you have any concerns along your spine, you can stay here. This is great work. Lifting the chest, lifting the chin. If the spine is feeling okay today, there's no injury or osteoporosis there, you might start to curve your spine back. Continuing though to feel a sense of upright, a liftedness up towards the sky. We're not sinking into the back. We're lifting up and out of the spine. Good. How's your breathing here? Very nice. Root through those feet. Keep those legs strong as you come back into your center. Release the arms back to your sides. If there's any dizziness, please have a seat in your chair. Returning to your Tadasana, moving that breath. Beautiful. If you're standing and you have your chair, you're going to take your chair to the top of your mat. Turn it so the seat of the chair is facing you. And then you can use your chair if you're comfortable to come down onto the floor. Now, if you're not comfortable coming to the floor, you don't need to. You can come back to sit in your chair. I said we were done with the strap. We might be, we might not be. It depends on where you are. So maybe make sure your strap is close by. If you're sitting on the floor, try sitting with your legs straight out in front of you. If you're sitting on the chair, your knees are bent, feet are flat on the floor. Those in the chair, you're going to grab a hold of the sides of the seat of your chair and start to pull up. Those on the floor, you're going to take your palms down beside your hips and press downwards. Feeling the length come into the spine. No, move it back. Beautiful. Those who are sitting on the floor now, bend your right knee, place your right foot on the ground. Take your left hand around to the outer edge of your right leg. Sweep your right hand around behind you without leaning back. Stay upright and slowly twist towards your right. If you're sitting in the chair, I'm going to encourage you to bring your feet side by side in the chair. Squeeze the thighs, left hand to right side, right hand behind you, coming into your twist. Good. Slowly unwind that upper body. If your right knee was bent, straighten the right leg out and let's bend the left knee. This is for those sitting on the floor, left foot on the floor. If you're in the chair, both legs are staying side by side and you're actively squeezing the thighs together. If you're sitting on the floor, take the right hand to the outer edge of that left leg. Left hand now sneaks in behind you, pressing down with the left hand as you sit tall, twisting to look towards your left. If you're sitting in your chair, your left hand could come behind you onto the back of the chair, then slowly rotate to look towards your left. Good. Beautiful. Gently unwind, extend that left leg out if it was bent. palms back onto the floor if you're on the ground or onto the sides of the chair, and pull up if you're in the chair or press down if you're on the floor, Dandasana. Then from here, inhale and lift the arms up again as high as you comfortably can. Exhaling now and folding down over the legs, placing the palms anywhere they land along the legs, sliding the hands up the legs as you inhale, up the belly, past the chest, sweep up, look up. Exhale, folding down. Inhale, rolling up, sweeping up, looking up. Exhale, folding down. Beautiful. Inhale, rolling up, sweeping up. Exhale, folding down. Very nice. Keep going. Three more. Last one. Beautiful. Rolling back up to sit tall. Then if you are on the floor, you could bend your knees for some extra support with the feet on the ground, and then lower yourself down onto your back. If you're sitting in the chair, you want to make sure you're still sitting away from the back of the chair and your feet are able to be flat on the floor. All right, those in the chair, actually, let's get you, if it's available for you, you're going to rotate your whole body to the right. Take both hands around to the back of the chair and twist to look over the back of the chair. Now, I'm going to give you another option here. As you hold the back of the chair with your left hand, extend your right arm out, open towards the right. This is a little added stretch. That's an option. And those on the floor, take your feet wide and let both knees fall to the left. Open the arms wide and look towards your right. Soft breath now, starting to release any effort or control on your breathing. If you are sitting in the chair and you have your right arm extended, release that right arm. Slowly unwind your upper body, then go ahead and pivot yourself all the way around. So now you're sitting towards the left-hand side of your chair. Then twisting your upper body to hold the back of the chair. Again, you can keep your right hand on the back of the chair and start extending the left arm out behind you. For those on the floor, keep your feet where they are. Just gently roll the knees back up and allow the knees to fall over to the other side. Maybe turning to look towards your left hand, maybe keeping your gaze to the ceiling. Beautiful. If you're sitting in the chair, release that left arm if you have it extended, then slowly unwind your upper body. Then pivot yourself around to the front of your chair. If you're on the floor, you can start to ease the knees back up. Good. And then maybe rock your knees from side to side. If you're sitting in the chair, I'm going to encourage you to fold down over your legs and just kind of give yourself a nice big bear hug. If you're lying on the ground, you could do a little bit of a knee rock, or you might give your legs a hug if that would feel better. And then we're going to come into Savasana now. So those in the chair, go ahead and slide yourself to the back of your chair. You might put a pillow behind your back if it feels good, one in your lap and one under your feet. All of this is to add some support, giving the body permission to relax. If you're lying on the ground, you could extend your legs out along the floor, letting your feet flop open. Sometimes that adds pressure to the back of the knees and the low back, so you could put a little pillow under your knees if you like to relieve that pressure. or simply keep your knees bent. Those on the floor, you can let your arms rest to your sides, turning the palms upwards if that's comfortable for you or available in the shoulders. Let the shoulders roll back and down, resting the back of the head on the ground or maybe on a pillow if that feels best. If you haven't already, I'm going to encourage you now to softly close your eyes. Now, if you find closing your eyes lifts some anxiety up in your body or some worry or even some sort of ruminating thinking, then you might keep your eyes open. But if your eyes are open, try to soften them a little bit so you're not actually actively looking around your room, taking things in. Let's all together drink a deep breath in through the nose and hold the breath in. Hold it in here nice and full. Feel full. Hold that breath in. Now you're going to open your mouth and let it just all tumble out. Let that breath go. Feeling your whole body sink and settle now. Releasing any effort or control you may have been exerting on the breath. And come to sit or lie in stillness. Quieting the mind as best you can and resting in a place within yourself that feels steady, feels peaceful and calm. And I'll bring us back when it's time to close the practice. Gently start to deepen your breath. Start to feel how the air is flowing through this body at rest. And then gently introduce some curious movement again, movement of exploration. Notice what it's like to maybe wiggle a few fingers or wiggle a few toes. Or what it's like to gently turn your head one way and then the other. Be deliberate and conscious with these motions. Resist the urge to get moving unconsciously, to jump back in your day, but instead to stay present where you are. If it would feel good for you, I invite you now to extend your arms overhead and reach long, taking a big full stretch here. If you're sitting on the chair, you could fold down now, let your elbows rest on your thighs and round forward. If you're lying on the floor, I'll encourage you to slowly bend one knee and then the other and roll yourself over onto one side. Staying on your side, maybe letting your head rest on your arm, curling in. Notice the feeling of being in this sort of fetal position or this curled in position. It's often very soothing. And then wherever you are, take your time and slowly ease yourself up, coming up to sit maybe back in your chair or on the floor. If you're on the floor, you could sit maybe with your legs crossed or have your legs straight out. Just make sure whatever kind of seat you create for yourself, it feels balanced and steady. You don't feel kind of precarious. You're able to sit long through the spine. Once you're in your seat, fold your hands together in front of the heart. And we're going to close today's practice with the chanting of Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti is the Sanskrit word for peace. We chant it 3 times. One is an offering to ourselves. One is an offering to our loved ones, our family, our community. And the third one we send is an offering out into the world. I'm going to chant this once so you can kind of hear what it sounds like. Then we're going to chant it all together. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. All together now. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Thank you all so much for continuing to come and to practice yoga together. Namaste.